One of the smartest guys in boxing, he never had a trainer a day in his life. You know who that is, don't you?
He never trained a day in his life?
I said he ain't never had a trainer a day in his life. You know who that is, don't you? Who they call the greatest heavyweight in the world? Okay then. Who trained him?
Okay then.
No motherfucking body. He made the adaptation himself. How can a guy tell you, listen, you're blowing it, son, you're blowing. What the fuck is that? How does that make an adaptation to a fighter? You gotta fight, right? Remember one thing about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali don't even throw body shots. So the guy never told him to throw blowing shots. So when he come back to the corner, what did he say? You're blowing it, son, you're blowing it. How did that win a fight? Tell me.
So how are you keeping the training sessions fresh?
Boxing is learning over and over and over again. You make your fighter do what the things he needs to do in terms of to get it across to him. You got to make him do it. You got to make him, regardless of what he want to do it, you got to make him do it. And remember, the fighter got a mind of his own too. He ain't a fool. So when he see you working on something that works for him, that's what he's gonna do. He ain't gonna do something that ain't gonna work for him because the object is to win. You see? So.
But that's during the fight, right? What about in advance?
No, that's before the fight. You don't teach no fighter on the day of the fight what to do. You teach the fighter, the men you start training, you teach what to do right then. So in that way he know what to do when it comes time to fight. It'll be natural to him.
So you say you're always learning. So what's he been learning recently?
About this dude, nothing, because I ain't training about this dude. I ain't never looked at this dude's tape. What's he been don't worry.
What's he been learning about himself since we last saw him in the ring?
He learned the same thing he always learned. He learned this. Number one, he gonna tell you this. I'm the greatest fighter in the world. Ain't gonna make no difference. Even he gonna tell you this, whether I train or I didn't train. He gonna say, I'm the greatest fighter in the world. And that motherfucker ain't never gonna beat me nowhere. That's what he gonna tell you. You see? But he gonna take what I tell him. He gonna run with that because that's where you win and make it easy on yourself.
What about in terms of looking after his body, what he eats?
Oh, him.
That doesn't come
you ain't got listen, you ain't gotta make him run. You ain't gotta make him run. See, one thing about him, you don't gotta make him run. I ain't telling him you gotta run today. I don't tell him no shit like that. Ain't nobody gonna tell him that because he gonna do that anyway. He gonna run anyway. You ain't gotta make him run. You ain't gotta make him run. You ain't gotta say, look, I want you to train today. You ain't gotta tell him that. He gonna train anyway. Remember, he loved being the best. So he gonna do the work to make him the best. So you ain't gotta tell him, oh, I want you to run. Oh, I want you to do this. Oh, I ain't gotta tell him that. Well, I tell him the amount, only I tell him how many times I want him to run that motherfucking mount. How I want him to run through that mount. That's it. Basically, he gonna do the work himself.
So what have you got him doing? You say he's going up mountains and stuff like that. What's he doing?
Well, if he going up the mountain,
if you can break it down, what's he doing?
I tell him just like this. I say, I want you to run this mountain this many times. I want you to run it this many times. I want you to run it like this. That's what I tell him. I stay there and I watch him. I make sure he do the running. I ain't really got to stay there, but I stay there anyway, because I'm there. So I say, this is what you got to do. I say, now, he don't watch tape. I watch tape. So I'll look at the tape. I say, you know what? I want you to do this. Whatever it is, I want you to do this. I ain't watched tape yet, but I tell him, I want you to do this. This is the easiest way to counter him. This is the easiest way. This is going to make the fight easier for you. That's all I do.
What's the major way that training methods have developed since the time you were fighting and now in Floyd?
I've been training since I was a kid. I've been training fighters since I was about 10 years old. That's how I learned to hold the mitts anyway. So it's not a big thing to me. It's not a big thing to say. Whatever me and my nephew got chemistry. Whatever I tell my nephew to take a risk, he gonna take it. Cause he know that's what, I know what I see. He gonna take it. He ain't gonna question me about taking it. He gonna take the risk because the risk is the way you win. That's what boxing is about. Boxing is about risk anyway. So you gotta take the risk in order to win.
He listened to you more than he listened to his dad.
He don't listen to his dad. Why you think he with me?
Back in the day.
He ain't never been with his dad but about 3 fights.
Yeah.
I had him pretty much his whole career. And his whole amateur career. So was he gonna listen to his daddy?
Did you agree with Floyd that it was Hassan that wasn't listening to?
I don't know if that's the truth or not.
Yeah.
I know he got his ass knocked out. And I know he was telling Hassan what to do. He got his ass whooped.
So you sound like you disagree then. You sound like maybe it was.
Don't say I sound like it.
You do disagree.
Well, I know he got his ass whooped. He was doing something wrong.
Floyd said that you and his dad are the best 2 coaches in the world. So you're saying you're the best coach in the world?
Huh? Who got the best fighter in the world?
You're the best coach in the world.
Who got the best fighter in the world?
You don't have an opinion on that?
I don't have to.
True.
Because you know
can
what?
only do the best of what you've got to work with, right?
Yes.
And Floyd's the best.
No. I had the best female fighter in the world too. You know who that was, don't you?
Who's that?
You know who the best female was? Huh?
I'm not a deep boxer fan. You tell me.
You know who the best female fighter was?
Layla.
Say it again.
Layla.
Layla Ali, okay.
Okay. So I tell you something, don't you? Layla won 4 world championships with me. Obviously, my nephew won 6 world with me.
So why if you haven't watched any tapes for your next fight, how do you know that he's gonna beat Marquez?
He's gonna beat him anyway.
Humor me.
Oh no. How am I gonna? He gonna beat him anyway because he got too much skill for him anyway. To begin with, he got too much skill for him. But when I tell him something, he see it. It's gonna be more natural to him to do it. See, if you don't see nothing, then I can't say how to counter him this or how to counter him this way because I don't know. But once I see the tape will give me an idea of what I need to do with him.
Do you see any strengths with this Marquez?
I guess he's obviously a good little fighter, but he ain't fought a guy on my. He ain't fought a fighter on my nephew. On my nephew's stature, as far as big time fights, he ain't had that. He had good fights though. He had good fights, but my nephew would beat them dudes too.